And we're live. Hola. Hi, Cindy. All stuff in the last two. Oh, come on now. What is this? Oops. It says we're live right here.
I know. I'm just pointing out.
Okay. Look, we better be live. We better be live. I'm going to be really angry if we're not live. Because I did the speed test and we're getting great speeds. So anyway, we're tired.
Well, I mean, I think it's the culmination. You know, it's like 8 or 9 months of this bombardment from this lovely thing called the election. And I think the entire world is like, thank God that is over.
Oh,
I'm just, everybody's happy it's done. I mean,
well,
they may not be happy with the results.
That's true. I mean, I think everybody's happy.
But everybody is happy that it's over.
It's over.
You know, and our cell phones will not be blowing up.
True.
With unwanted text messages and phone calls and everything. And it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know,
just glad that's done.
You know,
glad it's done.
So now, you know, for those still on the other side of the border, it's time to emulate the people here in Mexico. Smile, talk to them, be kind, and just, it's not the end of the world. It's, you know, not of course, according to what you were reading on Facebook today, there are some, but
so basically, you guys know Mark doesn't do social media, and I do, although I wish I didn't. and there's just a lot of it's depressing. I don't want to read it, so most of it.
Yeah, it's just
I'm just happy that things are over, and hopefully we can all move forward. The world has been waiting with bated breath to see what happens, and now it has happened. And so now we just pick up and we move forward and make the best of what we can make out of it.
Low res, though.
Oh, why?
I don't know. I'm just reading the message.
Says 720. Oh, that's why. Because it went from like 50 upload speed to 0.09.
See if that.
That's basically the way our internet has been here. It's better now. It's 34 now, but it's 34 at this moment in time. 5 minutes from now, it could be crap again. It totally is like that. It cycles constantly. So I won't miss that.
So let's see. We have Cindy and Stephanie.
We got Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie.
And Greg and our girl Arlene. And Michelle and Jesse.
Yeah. And Deltron. Hola. Yes, no more political ads. Well, we don't really see them here. But
unless I'm watching a live game, and then it was just like, negative. And I'm just like, God, I wish somebody would run a positive campaign. But that shit is all behind us. So now we all just get to go. So
I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to do a little quick Control-Alt-Delete, and I'm just going to basically kill any non-essential programs, because otherwise, like I said, the internet here fluctuates a great deal, and
I'm right there with you, Jesse. It's like yes.
And I'm just ending some things. Sometimes they automatically start back up, though. I don't think there's anything else up.
This is your domain.
No, I know. So, I mean, the virus scan's turned off. The cloud is turned off. I don't know what else it could be.
Could it be the virtual background?
No, it's all right, let me turn off the virtual background. Hold on. I had it blurred because we're in this room. That's a good point. I'll turn that off, and now you get to see this messy room. So now it's messy. Maybe that'll help. Hey, hi, Ernie. Oh, that's not Ernie. Sorry, Luisa and Michael.
That's
Hi.
Luisa and Michael.
I see Retired Life Mexico, and I go straight to Mr. Noble. But Luisa and Michael, nice to see you.
And Lena.
And
that's where we're headed.
Journey, yes. And where you at, Lena? Where what?
All the way at the bottom.
Oh yes. Dia de los Muertos. Well, let me tell you. I had in all the neighborhoods. And then, of course, we did a tour of the cemeteries on the last night. So 2 hours of footage, and I have managed to get it down to about 30 minutes. And I'm hoping it'll be just a little under that. It's rough. There's a lot to cover.
It was 2 solid days of events. I mean,
and stuff leading up to.
Right. I'm talking about just, if you come down here just for the last 2 days, there's a lot going on. And, but the buildup was a smaller version of Mardi Gras. I mean, parades going through and everything else. And, doesn't have pink hair.
Irona.
Well,
where we at?
No, that's easy at the bottom. Okay, it's a little res because they know I don't have pink hair because I don't have hair.
Oh. Okay, you're okay. Low res. Yeah, I don't know why it's at low res, guys. It tells me it's doing 720p here, and who knows? Who knows? It's always a mystery. If I test it again, it'll probably say we got crap speeds again. Hola from Higuera Blanca, Nayarit. Yay! Been here since October 1st. Let me pull this up so everyone can see it. Still adjusting, but little by little, really feeling like moving here was the right decision. You almost feel it. You almost feel it as soon as you cross the border. If you're driving, maybe not until you actually stop driving, because the driving is a little, it's a little nerve-wracking to get used to it. But yeah, you feel it. It's almost immediate.
Case in point today, that stress just goes goodbye. What's happening on that side of the border is on that side of the border, and it's not affecting me. So that's how we've flown. We've flown with that since we crossed the border, and it has worked. So
yes,
indeed, that's our story, and we're sticking to that as far as that goes. And
so I don't know, Dia de los Muertos. Okay, so what we didn't realize is that this goes on for days. It starts out kind of small. They have these little parades called comparsas. Comparsa is often a school, like a specific school. It could be a church, but mostly close to Dia de los Muertos, the days leading up to, it's been schools, kindergarten, elementary school. One day it was a special needs school, and the kids will dress up in costumes, almost like Halloween, but do not mistake it for Halloween. And they will walk around with a little bag, maybe even a jack-o'-lantern bucket to get candy, but they're not trick-or-treating. People are literally throwing candy at them, and I'm not joking.
Literally.
They're throwing candy at them. It's a mad scramble for these kids to get the candy off the ground or to catch it. So I kind of feel bad for the ones who aren't very aggressive and they're very timid. They may not get that much candy.
Or their attention span is elsewhere, and all of a sudden it's incoming, and that was very different.
I did buy a bag of candy, and the first time I went out for one of the comparsas, I walked up to each child and gave them a piece of candy. The second time I went to a comparsa with the bag of candy, the locals were telling me, just throw it. And I'm like, okay. I was a little bit concerned because I had mostly lollipops and I didn't want somebody's eye to get poked by the stick. So, but that's how it is. And so there's a lot of dancing. Every one of these comparsas has a small brass band with a drum line.
Yep.
Some of them are really, really good. And there's a lot of dancing and stuff. And the kids are really proud to be showing off their outfits and they're marching. It's like a little Halloween parade all the time. But there's multiples. It's kind of like when you're in elementary school in the United States and you have a Halloween party at school and each classroom marches around and shows their outfits off.
That's a very accurate. Yeah, I'd say
like
that's a good way of describing it.
Bottomed out again at less than 1, and now our upload speed is back up to over 25. This is just the way it is all the time. Okay, then later in the evening, it's more of an adult type comparsa.
Oh yeah.
And I noticed in those cases, there may be some candy getting thrown around, but there's also some shots of mezcal. Being poured. And people are partaking of the mezcal. That's leading up to the big comparsa. So there's a couple.
Yeah.
We did not go to the one in Centro. Quite frankly, we had been doing a lot of walking this last 3 weeks. A lot of walking. Like miles per day.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to go. It's very touristy. There's a lot of people in Oaxaca for this occasion from all over the world. I mean, we saw people from Asia and Europe, and
we heard all sorts of languages being spoken.
There's a lot of people in Oaxaca for Dia de los Muertos. So we didn't go to Centro for their big parade. Instead, we went to a barrio called Jadalaco, which is east of Centro and north of us. That was a pretty big party.
Well, and the mechanic right down the street as we were walking away was, telling us that, he stopped me and he says, una comparsa está aquí tarde esta noche, and told him we were going to Jadalaco, and he goes, perfecto.
There you go. See, because that is the big party.
And I said, es buen. He goes, oh, sí, muy, and it's like, okay, we're heading in the right direction.
And so we got up there. There were a lot of people, but not as many as have been in Centro.
Well, hold on. Before we went there, we walked to Centro to get our faces painted.
Well, that's true. You guys probably seen the pictures.
So that got accomplished, and that was an interesting undertaking. And I mean, first of all, the place that we did it at was a female co-op facility. And there's a building with a bunch of little shops that are all run by females. And that was interesting. I mean, you had water, coffee, or mezcal to drink. I think those were the choices.
And that's it. Water, coffee, or mezcal. And they painted your face. We probably paid anywhere between 2 to 3 times more to have it done at this place, but we were able to, 1, make an appointment. 2, we got to drink coffee and mezcal while we were getting our makeup done. And 3, it is a women's cooperative effort. So this co-op, I felt like supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Tayaldona. It's like Tlayuda, but it's Tlayudona. Yeah. I think I said it right.
You need more mezcal to say that.
It's
flow.
Yeah, but I know. It's this. I don't know if you can see that. Tlayudona. So it's in Centro, and I like that was supporting women's business. The other thing is when we passed most of the people who were set up to paint faces in the street in Centro, there were lines, and you would have to wait, and you don't really know what you're going to get, and blah 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 blah. And when we got to our appointment at this location, the makeup artist was like, it made her cringy that the people get their makeup there at the street, because those makeup artists do not have time to properly sanitize anything between customers at all. They don't change the water. They don't clean the brushes or the sponges or even the makeup trays for that matter. And so, I didn't even think about that, but she's right.
Yeah, no,
she's right.
And they were great. We were 30 some minutes early, and they were just like, come on in. And Gina got one, I got the other. And, mine was like,
they didn't do his beard.
I guess they figured it was already scary enough, but they. And then I had a great 30-minute conversation going on with her, speaking all in Spanish.
Yeah, Mark did really well with his Spanish. He kept the entire conversation in Spanish with his makeup artist.
Well, there's a few times I had to do the como se dice, but
yeah.
On a whole, it was.
I mean, and I did okay. I tried. You are frozen. Still?
Aquí? No, not aquí. Ahora.
It's the upload speed again. I don't have the VPN or anything on, so.
No, it goes in.
No, and now the upload speed's back up to 25 megs again. So, it's annoying, Cindy. Trust us. Trust me when I'm trying to work and I can't do things. I can't. It takes me 24 hours to upload a video sometimes.
Well, or do anything. Watch TV. And then the TV just, it starts to go, then it goes.
Which just goes to prove that it is not my computer.
No.
Because it affects the TV.
Yeah.
I wanted to show this. So this is Mexican ingenuity. The rays on this crown are made out of zip ties. Zip ties, literally, that have been put around a headband. And then they put glitter and little gemstones on them. Is that just not brilliant? So cool. Right?
Yep. No, I mean, if there's a way of being able to profit off of a particular type of event or something like that, they are definitely all for going all out. So.
Yeah. So then we had our makeup done.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to Halalaco for the big comparsa. And
we stopped so that Terry could get her makeup done on the way up there.
Yep. And we get there, and there's a ton of people.
Oh, yeah.
The crowd, there's part of a street that's blocked off. There's a stage at the end. The crowd is huge. The parade is just loaded with people.
It's a wall of humanity at one end.
Oh, yeah. And that was it. We kind of watched a little bit. There were some really cool outfits. People had photo opportunities for tips. One guy was really cool doing the whole skull thing. I have to show it.
he was having a blast interacting with his daughter.
Yeah.
And she was all dressed up and he was in the Scream outfit, and they were just having such a good time going back and forth. And you know, she'd run around the tree and peek around and go, "Aki, papa, aki," you know, and then he'd slowly work his way around. And then all of a sudden she'd run around, she'd giggle some more, "Aki, papa, aki," you know, and so, you know, we were having a blast. And again, it's in a big crowd in Mexico without any real concern
about safety.
And
I mean,
it's all about the families, and everybody was laughing and having a good time, and it just really makes you feel good. And that part, I mean, the parade went down the street, and people.
There was some loud fireworks.
Yep, and the people, you know, any that would have been going nuts.
I mean, they were in those ones that are in the cans that are like this big around. They were loud.
Yeah,
I didn't get any of that.
No, and that was like a very good time.
Yeah, and then let me do a couple of. We got hi there, Quito. Hola. North Carolinian.
Hopefully life is still good after the hurricane, or getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Or you're on the other side.
You're on the other side, and it didn't matter. So that was the November the 1st. Mm-hmm. So that would have been the Innocents Night, where the souls of children had starting theoretically right after midnight. On Halloween night, right after midnight, when it flips to November 1st, from that moment until midnight the next night, that's Innocents Night. So we got through Halalaco and the comparsa and made our way back toward our neighborhood. And guess what? We ran into two more comparsas, because like every barrio's got them. And it's like every major group.
And again, similar to Mardi Gras,
mm-hmm.
The closer it got to the day, the bigger the comparsas got. Yeah. I mean, and when we got back to our barrio, we were one street away and we could barely get through the crowd.
Yeah.
Because it was just, there was one particular house and they had it opened up and the crowd was just spilling out into the street.
Yeah.
The band was out there, you know, and again, back to the entrepreneurship of the people here in Mexico. Somebody has a car parked down the street with cases upon cases of Victoria, Modelo, and Corona.
Yeah.
And they were selling 6-packs. And people were sitting there just going, boom, you know.
Yeah.
It was yikes, you know. That was something to behold. And we finally got through and got back on the street. You got back on our street, got in the house, and no more really got in the house. And here came another comparsa going down with a fabulous band. And that was, we were just like, whoa, does this stop?
Yeah. And so we hit another one. And then we were in here in the house, and then there was another one, and I went outside to catch it on the back of the block. And literally followed it. It ended up coming right up past the entrance to our place. And then I got up on the roof and recorded them from up there. Mm-hmm. And they were throwing candy at me on the roof. I still have some of it. Look, I still have a lollipop. And let me tell you, this was candy like chamoy flavored lollipops. One was some kind of pollo something chili lollipop. I mean, so I still got a lollipop. And then there was some kind of gelatinous, gooey fruit roll-up type stuff with chili spice in it. It was good. But then, so the big final night for the adults starts right after midnight, the night of November 1st. So right after midnight, November 2nd, all the way through until midnight the next night. We decided to book a tour. Mm-hmm. We actually did pay for a tour. and it took us to two different cemeteries, kind of like a perspective of two types of celebrations.
Two totally different types of celebrations. The first one that we went to was on the outskirts of Oaxaca, and it was very traditional is probably the word. As far as from our perspective, we viewed it as being.
It was more
subdued.
Subdued is probably a better term. There was singing, there was lots of family, there were children running around.
People with musical instruments that were sitting,
Yeah.
And let's describe this to you, because it's what we're describing to give you a better understanding of it. You walk into the cemetery itself, and the family carries these chairs that are, small,
little portable chairs. Yeah,
little portable chairs, and they put them and they sit around the graves, and they bring, beverages of their choice. It can be mezcal, tequila.
We can again.
And so I'm hoping that you guys are still hearing this. Hold
on. Just give it a minute and we'll continue.
Well, I'll take a drink of beer then.
Take a drink of beer. Okay, our speeds are back up. Sorry, guys, we dropped again to less than 1 upload speed, and now we're back up to 25.
And so the families just gather, and we're talking from kids to very elderly people. It's the entire families are getting around, and they are laughing. They are having a good time. They're celebrating their time with their loved one. They're not bereaving.
No. This is a celebration of happiness. This is good memories.
This is we're getting to have time with these people again,
right?
And they're making the most of it. And
they're eating. It's like picnicking. They're having food and they're drinking and singing.
And they're offering. And so we're trying to be very respectful because.
Well, we're on a tour group, and some of the cemeteries have had very bad experiences with some of the tour groups because people think it's a time for them to come in drunk and dressed up like it's a party, like a Halloween party. And
a lot like on the tour, they gave us mezcal.
They did.
So it's sort of they were priming the pump a little bit, and then you have, again, all the vendors that are right outside of the cemetery selling beer and tamales and tortas and the whole 9 yards. And so it really is a big fiesta. And they were offering, we were being very cognizant of trying to be respectful of what we were observing, because you guys sort of know my feeling. There's times I was like, they're spending time with their loved ones.
Right.
I don't want them to feel like I am making them feel like a pet seal that's doing an act.
Right. We're not treating this like a show.
No.
Or a circus.
In any way, shape, or form. No. And so, we're working our way through the cemetery without trying to disrupt anybody. And we get back to one corner, and
the little old lady.
There is a little old lady who might be 4'4".
She was short.
Maybe.
Wow. Yeah.
Not a tooth in her mouth.
No teeth.
And she's all wrapped up and everything else, and she speaks to us.
Yeah.
And Gina's going, Monday, and then she's reaching back to try and
get Mark's attention,
pull me in to have this conversation.
Well, there's two things happening. There's all this external noise from people chatting back and forth and music playing, and then I can't understand people with no teeth when they speak English, let alone someone speaking Spanish. And I'm trying to explain to her that I only speak a little bit of Spanish and I'm learning, and I'm Mark.
She was a joy.
Yeah, she was.
I mean, we probably talked to her, I don't know,
10 minutes.
10 minutes or so. And she was like, welcome to our country. And I was like, no. Thank you for welcoming us into your country.
She was asking us if we liked something.
She wanted to know if we liked the food.
Oh yeah.
And then she wanted to know, did we like the chapelinis? And
she got all excited when I said
one
I
of
like
us is
chapelinis.
going, and I'm over there going.
She was asking me what flavor.
And so it was a conversation that only would occur here in Mexico. I mean, that's just it was eye-opening. It was an enjoyable experience to be able to have that conversation. And she was so proud when I said, that, because she what do you like most about Mexico?
The people.
And I went, la gente. Muy amable y muy bienvenidos para nosotros. And she was just like, okay. And so that was very family centric at the first cemetery.
Now.
And it was very dark.
Yeah.
I mean, there was not any lighting or anything,
just
other
candles.
than candles, and it may have had 2 or 3 lights to sort of illuminate a little bit, but that was it. And
we were there for almost an hour. We piled back into our little tour van and went to the next cemetery. This one was definitely vastly different.
Oh yeah,
it was a party. This cemetery had a party going on. There was a band on a stage. There was a lot of
sort of want to call it a stage, but I mean,
it was a platform. It's still a stage, and there was some whooping and wailing, and like happy wailing, whoop whoop kind of stuff, dancing.
Let's just say there was a whole lot more of this being imbibed.
Yeah.
At the second one,
and the mezcal,
than there was at the first one.
So and it was really cool. It was still very family. It had a lot more tourists in it, though. I noticed that as well.
Oh God, yeah.
And
it was smaller. I mean, it was a compact cemetery because it was closer to Centro, so there was not as much of a room for all the tour buses, and that's what they were tour buses, people to expand. So it was sort of like this mass of humanity along with the people who were there doing, their celebration. And Gina came across this one particular one that was just stunning.
It was a baby's grave. And they had it decorated with heart shapes, floral arrangements and stuff. It had roses in addition to the cempasúchil. I think I said that right. And in addition to that, they had roses. And as you pan up and look up, there were twinkle lights that were strung across the top of it. And they had hanging all these different color of bath puffs, like body puffs. but it kind of made it look like stars
or clouds or
or
whatever
clouds.
way
It was
you want
really,
to.
really cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the graves get decorated in very elaborate ways. It's almost as if they become an ofrenda in addition to the ofrenda they may have at home. And I there was lots of imbibing going on at this cemetery as well, and we did watch a man get talked down for trying to ride his Harley Davidson home.
We get after we get done doing and seeing everything, we decided we're gonna go sit outside and wait for the rest of our tour to come out. And we're sitting on this little low wall, and so I had to get up because I was like, all right, I can only sit on this little wall for so long. And I see them, gently escort this gentleman outside, and he decides he's going to get on his Harley and go, and the Harley is pointed straight at Gina.
Yeah.
And I'm like, baby, you might want to get up.
And I'm like, why? Is there something crawling on me?
Like, just get up. And so she got up and she's looking at me, and I'm like, there's a drunk about to try and get his hog going, and it's headed right in your direction. So we switched to the other side and went over and sat on that wall. And sure enough, he got it started.
He did, and it went down.
And he laid her down. And it was like, oh,
his family ended up taking him home.
And security did an outstanding job of addressing that. And, the police actually came over. There was security that was there, and the security was like, we got this. And so, fortunately they did. And everybody went home happy. Well, except the guy, when he woke up the next morning and realized he dinged his chrome a little bit, but
I did get ready for this. I did watch Coco. I've always wanted to watch it, but I was like, why not? I usually have this opinion that Disney takes a story and we're back. We actually lost our internet completely that time.
it gave us the big finger there.
I mean, it totally. I had to restart the network adapter. I don't even know where I was at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, so I watched Coco to get ready because I was like, because Disney doesn't always stick to historical accuracy and stuff. But I kind of feel like they did a good job in general. It was interesting to note the village felt like a Mexican village, things we've experienced. Yeah. I recognized words that were being used. And I think it did help me understand a little better what the celebration is about. It's not Halloween. It's not even remotely related to Halloween. No. Elements of Halloween have spilled over somewhat into the days leading up to Dia de los Muertos,
it's like any other holiday. It evolves with society, and
but it
has evolved. I mean, it evolved from what the indigenous people started, because when the Spaniards came, they realized that, okay, hold on, this is very important to the people here, and so we can only do so much, but we need to sort of put the church's stamp on it, so we need to put this part into it and eliminate a little bit of this, and so it over the years it has evolved, and that's just.
But the essence of it is basically you don't die, you just travel elsewhere. And once a year, you come back to your family.
Shit, sounds like us in Querétaro.
I know.
I mean, no.
But once a year, you come back to your family, and your family is waiting for you, and they welcome you, and they leave things that you like in an offering to attract you. The cempasúchil flowers and the incense and all these things, they mean something, and it's very important to this culture.
Mhm.
And through this experience, I really have grown to appreciate it a great deal. And I'm not afraid to say, I'm not ashamed to say, I bawled like a baby at the end of Coco, and I missed my dog for 3 days. So I made Bandit a little mini ofrenda.
He was the boy.
He was the boy. So I thought it was a very enriching experience. And I appreciate the opportunity to observe and participate a little bit.
Yeah.
In that experience.
Observing is probably the more accurate word.
Well, I mean, we participate a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Un poquito.
We got makeup on for the comparsas, and I did the little offerings for Bandit, but the observing, it was mostly observing. Yeah. And we learned a lot. And it's just one more beautiful, meaningful, colorful thing about Mexico that we love.
Well, I think I have to make this statement. I mean, we haven't done our wrap up for Oaxaca and all that because we've still got a few more days here and everything. Of all the places we have been, this would be the cultural center that we have encountered, and it damn sure is the gastronomical center of Mexico.
The food.
I'm just,
Well, I'm going to catch up on comments here before we get into food.
We got it.
So I know we got a bunch. Cindy, I expected Oaxaca to be better since there are so many digital nomads there.
Better in what way?
In what way? Yeah.
I mean,
there are a lot of tourists here, and there are a lot of digital nomads. We did not encounter any of them. In fact, the only U.S. Citizen that we encountered was Mary, that I'm aware of.
Oh, that lives here.
That actually lives here.
Yeah, okay. I was just saying, no, we encountered a whole bunch of them.
We had to use a lot of our Spanish. But yeah. See here. Woo-woo. Just got temp residency. All right, Fat Tony.
Salud, Tony. That is outstanding.
Excellent. And Yvette. What we got? Only when fireworks are right next to me. I love them in the distance.
Just for everybody who doesn't know, Annie Yvette and Arlene and Gina and I were in El Pueblito, and they were having the changing of the mayor, and they had fireworks going off.
Oh, they sure did.
And it was very loud, and it was very close.
It was the little ones, though.
You couldn't tell that?
Not these ones.
No. But they were loud enough that made Annie Yvette jump every time that they'd go off. And it was like, ooh.
And thank you for asking, Arlene. We're going to get back to you after the live. We don't have an address yet for shipping to Puebla, and there's no way it's going to make it here in time.
No.
So we'll talk about it, and we'll get back to you about this. Yay. Okay. Annie Yvette, thank you. I really enjoyed getting the makeup done. That was something that I was definitely going to what?
I'm just going to make this statement. I don't know how the hell you women put up with that and do that for a lifetime. There ain't no way.
Look, this was water activated stage makeup. And when it would dry to a powder. It really didn't crack hardly. When we got back here, I used ELF, ELF setting spray on his face.
It's still in the rim of my hat.
A little bit.
So
But I used some setting spray on his face so that it would not crack and flake off. And he's like, no.
It'll be a year before that gets done again.
Hello, Bahia. Welcome. Okay, Barbara, were there a lot of tourists in the cemetery? All right. I think it's back. It's back. And now it says it can't show the chat messages. Okay. Well, that's good. Lovely. I hope you guys are still there. We totally got kicked again, so I had to reset the adapter again. And it says it's there, but it's saying that it can't show me chat. Which is great. Which means I may have to go over to YouTube and pull this up. It won't show chat. No chat.
Well, that sucks.
We've lost chat completely. Wait, stop this. Ay. Okay.
For one time, we would like to get.
Yeah, it would be nice if just once. You know, I'm just gonna say it. The internet here has not been good. When it's fast, but it drops out way too often. Way too often. So, I mean, this is just not good. Oh, honey.
Ooh.
Oh, honey. Ooh. Oh, man. Good God. What the hell? Somebody save me. Ayuda. Oh, my God.
Ayuda May.
Ayuda May. Or I could just say help. How about that? All right, so I am going to mute. I'm going to pull this up on the side. I should be able to see the chat messages over here on YouTube, and even though it won't load them now here. So
you're going to have to read them because
I know they're small.
Unless you put them over here.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so we were on Fat Tony Got Residency. Hold on, I'll pull them over here.
Okay.
And then fireworks from Annie, and then we got the cigars, and then we're down to what just happened.
I don't know.
For God's sake.
That went too far. Okay.
Disney Plus.
Live performance of Coco.
Yeah, hold on. We missed something.
No, awesome. Then we had the cigars.
Okay, I'm trying to get caught up, guys.
Were there a lot of tourists in the cemetery?
Were there a lot of tourists? So that's where we were.
And then Julie.
Okay.
Hello, Julie.
So basically, does it allow me to pop it out? What? No, that's called ads that are making this bounce around. I'm popping it out. We'll do it like that. There we go. All right, so
so if we look over here, it means we're trying to keep up.
We're trying to keep up with the chats because
they lost it over there.
They lost the chat over here when the internet went out. So as far as the tourists, like our group had a minimum of 2, possibly 3 typical tour vans that might hold like 20 people, something like that. Yeah. And all of us went to the same places at the same time, but we were not the only people going out to these.
No, we were not the only van.
No, there were vans, there were buses.
Buses.
But I do believe there were a whole lot more tourists at the second cemetery, which was kind of within reasonable walking or cab distance for a lot of people staying in Oaxaca. So it just had a lot more tourists in it.
Yep.
I think. And there were things that I tried really hard to avoid. Some people consider it very disrespectful if, as a tourist, you dress all up in the Katrina makeup and everything else, or even in a Halloween outfit to go out on this particular night to these cemeteries. And it's even worse if you've been drinking and you're intoxicated. I cannot say that was something that bothered anybody at that second cemetery.
Oh, God, no.
Lots of people dressed up, including locals, and lots of drinking going on. So
yes,
you've left the door open.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the airport's still went over top.
Well, that's how we knew we left the door open.
Yeah.
And Quito is moving to Tisquisquiapan in December.
Oh, we love Tequisquiapan.
And that's when we're getting back to Querétaro.
Yeah, we'll be making more trips to Techies.
And then, by the way, you saw the question from Arlene about did I need cigars, because Mauricio is the general manager at Black Chazaro, which is right outside of Tequisquiapan. So yeah, we'll be back up there to see
for sure.
Virginia and Jose and my friends up there in Black Chazaro, and yeah.
Okay, so come back to your family. What if? Damn it. Okay, Jesse, it says, "What if your family is mean as hell?"
That's a damn good question.
I'm lost as to where that's coming from. Did I miss something?
No, I mean, are you sitting there? Do you want to celebrate somebody who may have been
somebody who has passed away who was mean?
Who well, I think Jesse's trying to be the polite way of saying an a-hole, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how accurate this part is because I haven't been able to research it, but I mean, if you don't have anyone who remembers you, if they don't put up your photo, I guess you don't come back. If they don't make you an ofrenda and light the way for you to come back, I guess you don't come back.
Well, maybe the one that I put the candle.
Foul. Waiting for the internet to come back on. Okay. All right. Internet is back up again. Kicked us off again. And now it's right back up to 50 megs.
This seems to be an ongoing issue.
It's an ongoing issue. It cycles on, it cycles off all the time.
But with Quito going to Tequisquiapan and us going back to Querétaro, we have an announcement.
Wait, let me finish. We're not off of this yet. Barbara says on Disney Plus, there is a live performance of Coco with great Mexican singers and dancers and orchestra. Very cool at the Hollywood Bowl. Well, I will look for it. So thank you, Barbara. I'm going to look for that. Probably better internet. Yeah. Hi, Wilfredo.
Hola.
You're not late. And we've been having internet connectivity issues since about 5 minutes after the live started. So,
and now it's unable to connect. Please try again later. Do we need to restart it?
Chat disconnected.
I'm just reading what it says on there. I just don't know if we're.
What? What? No chat? We saw that. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
What's that got to do with anything?
I don't know. So.
Okay. Well, I guess we're done with the chat. That's going to make it really hard for anybody to ask us any questions.
Well, that it is. Well, that's not saying it now, so maybe we're back up.
What?
No, it was saying it down there before the chat was disconnected.
Let me type something and see if it works.
Okay.
Hello.
See?
Okay. Chat's back.
So
this is just so annoying.
A problematic night, to say the least, as far as that goes, with the whole internet and everything else. And now we're over here.
And now the chat, I'm not worried about that.
I know.
I'm worried about the chat so I can see what people are saying.
So,
right?
Okay.
Okay, so now we're down to what you were saying. Go ahead.
Am I good to go now?
You are good to go.
I'm good to go. All right. We are going to be in Querétaro, and we reached out to Sir Dragon X from Retired Life in Mexico, No Bull.
Mm-hmm. It's always, it's off, it's on, it's back up to 65 megs again. Chat's disconnected again. I hate to say it, but I think we're going to have to cut this short.
Okay, hold on.
Do your thing.
Teased him all the way through it. So
I know.
January 25th, we, in conjunction with Retired Life in Mexico, No Bull, will be doing a meet and greet in San Miguel de Allende. So
that is a Saturday.
Just want to let everybody know that we got together, picked out a date, and hopefully we're going to be able to see some of y'all there. And hopefully it's going to be a good time. And we are going to reach out to a few other YouTubers to see if they may be interested in participating. Don't know. It's all about how much fun we all have.
Okay, so chat is apparently on again now. We're gonna cut this one short tonight. Maybe we'll go another 30 minutes, but this on again, off again is just gonna make a really bad live stream anyway, and
they keep jacking us up with the ads.
Yeah, and the chat and just everything is just a mess. We can't. Where did it go again now?
It's right there.
Okay, so let's get to Tom's on. Oh, hey Tom. Hi Tom. And yet, let's see. All this talk about costumes reminds me of when I was 4 or 5 and went to this huge Halloween party with hundreds of kids. The magician picked me, the cowboy, as his assistant. Big mistake.
I would believe that. knowing Tom the way we know Tom, yeah. Go ahead, put him up there on the stage.
Yeah. And Laura, if we say it in Espanol. Some community members, especially in smaller towns, will clean and tidy up the grave sites when no living family are present. Okay. During a time leading up to the holidays, including Dia de los Muertos. That's really cool that they do that. It really is. And one of the things that they did on this tour is they gave us candles and the flowers to lay at the dark, empty graves.
And a mezcal drinking necklace.
True, but
I'm just saying.
The flowers and the candles were a nice touch.
Yes, it was.
Oh yeah, the chat and video are off, which makes it hard to type in chat because by the time you read the context, it's long gone. We know, Jesse, and we have No idea why that's happening or any control over it. So, no idea. It's a combination of YouTube and our live stream being messed up with bad internet service. Red Spiral Hand. I can't stick around to chat, but I want to let you know I was in the hospital for 3 nights and a week after being home. I'm still weak as a kitten, but improving daily, not life-threatening.
Well, we're glad to hear that.
Whoa, what happened there? It wasn't dengue, was it?
I bet it was.
Oh, was it dengue? Dengue. And Stephanie's looking forward to the 25th. Yes, in the calendar. All right. Red Spiral Hand, I'll post our little fundraiser for $1,500. Our funds were so low from 2 months of sickness, starting with dengue. If Paulette says it's okay. Okay. Well, back to bed. Get better, man. Was there anything else that you wanted to bring up?
No.
I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys if you have any questions that you want to ask us, please do, because I'm going to shut this off at 7:30.
We'll cross our fingers and hope that it keeps.
Yeah, because the internet is so unstable tonight. There's no point in trying to do this for 2 or 3 hours.
Sleepy Joe, you're at one of my favorite places.
From Zakia. Sleepy Joe's in Zakia.
At Santos Solitas.
Santos Solitas. We liked their wings.
We did it that. That was
a good price.
It was a good price, and the wings were pretty good. I mean, you had some that were pretty spicy, so I mean, with the 25th coming up in January, I think what we're hoping to be able to do is hopefully spend, go up on a Friday and be there Friday night, and then do the thing Saturday. So go up and spend 2 nights there in San Miguel.
Yeah, maybe we can.
What?
Maybe we can stay with Ernie, or just stay in a little Airbnb for the weekend.
We'll see.
Oh, God. Stop! If you're going to do that, do it that way. Goodness. Okay.
Oh, see, we can get Tommy there as a cowboy. Yeah.
You can borrow Mark's hat, Tom.
Hold on. It's sort of like Burt Reynolds in Smokey and the Bandit.
No.
Only take the hat off for 2 things.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, you started down this road. Offer my hat up.
Food in Oaxaca. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's good.
I probably would just gain weight living here.
The food. I mean, and I'm not the foodie by any stretch of the imagination. That's her. But the
again. Hola. We'll just keep doing this disappearing act and hope that we can stay alive for another 25 minutes. Oh no. Okay, so
bless all of you for putting up with
honestly,
this
is so frustrating.
I'd have been like, bag this.
I know. I think Chad is back. All right. It looks like it posted it. So, okay.
It's
very frustrating.
I know it's frustrating for us, and I know it's frustrating for y'all. That's sort of like.
So, like, the best food that we've had every time has been in the mercados. Every time. Yeah.
En Mercado 20 de Noviembre en el restaurante La Abuelita.
Abuelita is really, really good. Really good.
And you know it's good because you cannot find a seat at this restaurant.
Yep.
I mean, I had to ask a waitress, and she found us 2 seats to squeeze in at, and wow.
We went to Dona Valle, which was featured on a show called Somebody Feed Phil. And
we were really late.
We were very late in the afternoon. I wouldn't say afternoon. She closes
it was afternoon.
Yeah, she closes at 1.
No, she closes at noon.
But she was still feeding people at 1.
I know.
Okay, so she closes at noon, and we got there about 5 till, and she still took our order.
5 till 1.
Yeah, at 5 till 1. And the place was packed. It's just a lunch counter, so it doesn't have a lot of seats, but it was very busy. There was a line, and she still filled our order, and we still sat there and ate until about 1:20. She let us take pictures with her. Being featured on this Somebody Feed Phil show has brought a lot of business to her.
A lot of notoriety. And
hard to find her. She is literally located smack in the middle of Abastos. Is it called Central de Abastos?
Centro de Abastos.
It's like a small city. We've never been in a mercado this big, and you will get lost in there. You will get lost because it's a maze.
Well, and you can't really use the Google map because it tells you to turn right. The problem is you have a right-hand turn, then you have a booth, then you have a right-hand turn.
Keep going.
Then you have 2 booths, then you have a right-hand turn.
Yep.
And so it really doesn't know which right-hand turn to point you in. Right. And so if you're looking for it, look for the central bathrooms, because the central bathrooms in Centro de Abastos are on one side, and you go right around the corner, and there's this Dona Valle. So it was.
You still won't find it. You'll have to ask about 3 people, and they'll tell you.
No, but it's a whole lot easier to go. ¿Dónde está el baños? Los baños.
She's very famous for her salsa. Everything else was just okay. I mean, it was good. It wasn't bad, but that's what she's famous for, is the salsa. Literally. And it was good.
It was.
I don't know if it was worth a 30-minute walk to Bastos and then another 25 to 30 minutes trying to find her.
It was because of the fact that Winston and Terry had not seen Bastos.
Oh, that's true.
So, I mean, that would have been, for us, we'd have been going, no, that was a lot of walking just to find a restaurant that, okay. But they had not even seen it, and they were just sort of blown away by the whole sheer size of it. And
imagine every movie you've ever seen of a busy market in Marrakesh. That's Bastos.
The Man Who Knew Too Much?
Steroids. Yeah.
It's just.
It's really busy, and it's very well known for being a place to guard your belongings. Pickpockets and stuff. When it gets really, really busy, it's easy to see how that would happen because you're squeezing past people and bumping past people, and you got to make sure you
and they're doing it to you.
Yeah.
You
got to make sure that you keep your valuables at home. Just don't even take them. So, but the market itself is amazing. So it's huge. It's just huge. It's got everything under the sun in it.
It literally would probably take about 2 years of working there to get a halfway understanding of where everything was at.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Yeah. Sleepy Joe finally got Starlink. No more buffering. Good deal. I like it when we have a clear sky. Yeah.
1 more month. Then we'll have to turn Starlink back on because,
well, we may,
depending upon how the quality of the internet there is in Querétaro.
Right.
But we do have access to a roof.
Yep.
So, if we were running into this situation again, it would be, all right, hold on. We're getting off of this. We're getting on Starlink. And as long as it's not raining, we're golden.
And our speed in Puebla is supposed to be like 300 megs. So
it was supposed to be outstanding here too.
Yeah, it was.
And it is at times.
It is when it's on.
Yeah.
It's outstanding when it's running. When it's not running, it's very frequently not running. So, and let's see, other food. So La Abuelitas was probably our favorite. But
without a doubt,
you go to these mercados and you could walk out for lunch for two for less than 300 pesos.
Mercado Merced. I mean, that lunch we had there, that was the introduction to frijoles Oaxacan, and oh my God.
Now, and it beats eating in Centro, where you can get yourself a $25 dish of spaghetti. It wasn't quite that much, more like 15.
11.
Yeah. I had tongue tacos, so I liked them. Tacos de lengua. And it was very tasty. What else do we have that was really, really good? Really good. You know what? I bought a I don't know what to call it, a brick of mole negro. I've been throwing that stuff on everything. I'll eat it with rice. I throw it on my omelet.
What was it, like Frank's hot sauce? You eat that shit on anything?
That's exactly it. That stuff is so good. I could sit there like a peanut butter spoon. I could probably spoon it and just sit there and eat it off the spoon. It's so good. Yep.
That I gotta say this, that we really have not had a bad meal.
No.
Since we have been here.
No, we haven't.
And I will also say that I've gotten a little more adventurous. I mean, I got the coloradito mole, and oh my God.
That's why I want to go find a place that has all 7 moles if I can, and just buy them.
That had some bite to it, but it wasn't over the top. I mean, it was just enough to give it that oomph, and oh yeah, that was good stuff.
Maybe tomorrow I'll walk to Merced.
Tomorrow's packing day. That's just letting you know.
Thursday?
Because we're packing the car on Friday.
Yeah, we got all day to pack a car.
So
I might go to Merced tomorrow. I also have a video to finish.
I know.
So
3 days left here in Oaxaca.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe, but then it's on the Pueblo.
It's like I'm trying to find these other moles because I keep finding Rojo, Coloradito, and Negro. And I'm fine just buying those 3, but I would love to taste the other ones. So, right. And we went to a place on the night that we went to the Comparsa in Jararaco. It was just a hair over 200 pesos, like 250, for us to get 2 hamburger platters. Yes, we got hamburgers, but that's what this place specializes in.
That's all they had.
That's all they have, and that's all they make. And they make all kinds of hamburgers, like a Hawaiian hamburger, which is really popular here in Mexico, and a Mexican burger, and a barbecue burger, and just all kinds of burgers. So we get these burgers. We're not expecting them to be huge. I almost got one called a Philly burger, which was a double patties with Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm glad I did not, because when these burgers arrived, they were this big around. The bun from the plate up was about this tall. It was a semi-sweet brioche type bun, and it was loaded with grilled onion, barbecue sauce, bacon, and then it had to be a half-pound patty, cooked fresh. We could hear them cooking it.
Well, that's because they had nothing going when we walked in. We walked in. I mean, everything was almost cold. I mean, I think they had the griddle on, but that was about it. And so, They had the griddle on, and they had the oil hot for the fries.
And they were fresh cut fries.
Yep.
So just a few fries, a handful of fries, and this huge burger. He says, I loved it so much. But neither one of us could eat more than half a burger that night.
It would have been better if it'd been a hand prepared, a fresh mixed burger.
You don't think it was?
I know it wasn't. No, but nobody can do a perfectly round with the same exact width all the way around.
I don't know. They make tortillas here perfectly round with the exact width. I'm just, whatever. It was really good. I don't care. It was good. And then, but here's a cultural difference. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't say cultural difference. It was a shock. The day of November 2nd. Remember now, November 1st, all day was Innocents' Day. And the day of the big Halalako comparsa. So people were up late. There's a couple rounds of the parade going around Halalako. The next day, the day of November 2nd, it was dead.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing was open. Nobody was on the road. Totally dead. And like we have a bakery beside us and a bakery across the street that make the yema, the pan de yema, which is really huge around Day of the Dead. And they weren't even open.
Nope.
No deliveries. Nothing was open. Lavanderia wasn't open. Tiendas weren't open. Nothing. Most of the restaurants, unless you went to Centro.
Unless you were in Centro.
Nothing was open. It's a holiday. Then that night, people are at the cemeteries. So November 2nd in the evening, we're at the cemeteries. November 3rd during the day, again, dead. Nothing's open. No traffic. No people. Nothing going on. It was literally so quiet here for 2 days.
Oh, it was, I mean, nobody's driving. I mean, it was like, so, and no, Red Spiral Hand is not marked from SLP. And that's, but Two Travelers Mexico are one of the YouTubers we're going to reach out to and see if they want to participate in, that meet and greet on the 25th. Other people that we have thought about would be, Mariana from Mexico Relocation Guide. And if you guys got any recommendations, feel free, because we'll be glad to reach out to them. I'd almost say Brighton, because Brighton is not afraid of just jumping on a plane and going someplace. But
we can get Karen Sita.
Although
she did move again. So I don't know. Yeah. Anyway,
Gina has there is a Facebook group of
I can post something there.
YouTube creators here in Mexico, and we can put that together and sort of go, hey, here's what's going on. If you want to participate,
reach out to Ernie
or us, and whatever.
I'd rather not be the organizer of this.
Okay.
He's the organizer. It's his town, and
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because we don't know any of the details. We don't know where we're going to meet. We don't know where we're going to go. So we're just kind of like going to be there.
Oh, we just instigated and left it on Ernie. Was sort of our idea.
Was it?
Yeah,
it was. Okay, it was your idea. I knew nothing about it. I thought it was. Okay. I thought it was Ernie's.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about that later and try to figure it out. Hey, Jones, junk, journals, and more. I love it. We have patty makers too, but I promise you, these were way bigger than that. We've had
this was.
It was like the size of a salad plate.
It was about the size of number 8 can.
It was huge.
Yeah, I mean, if any of you know, they have the.
You got to double fist it like this.
Yeah, the number 8s are like the, if you get baked beans in the tall skinny cans, it was about the size of that diameter. So. And
it was really good. And I don't feel guilty about eating a hamburger or a pizza or fried chicken in Mexico, because guess what? They love it here. They love fried chicken. They love hamburgers, and they love their pizza. And
oh yeah,
they have their own versions of what makes a good pizza. You know, Hawaiian stuff is really like everything with pineapple on it is huge here.
Well, it makes sense. There's lots of
Yeah.
pina available here.
Yeah.
I mean,
and of course they like various things like jalapenos or chili peppers and stuff on them.
they are not afraid to experiment and put flavors together.
Yep. So I don't feel so bad about getting a hamburger. Arlene says,
I know.
we'd love to be there.
I will call you when this is over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love you, girl. Call you.
Yeah, we'll get in touch with you about the cigars, Arlene. It's it's a complicated thing with the next location that we're going to. So we have to try to figure out how to get them. And it may be that when we get to Querétaro, we just drive over there and pick them up ourselves. Yeah, we'll see.
Es posible.
And then Joan, maybe that's what they used, large tin cans. They might have. Mark doesn't think so. I think Mark thinks they were frozen patties. Were they?
They have the grid on them, and that's a dead giveaway.
They had the grid.
You can always tell the frozen patties because they have a texture that goes across the top of them, and it's consistent. So, and then we found that to be true of most of the hamburgers in Mexico. I mean, I can't think of a place yet that we've encountered them where I've had one that was been hand put together. So, hand mixed. So, is what it is.
I liked it. I liked it so much I almost convinced Mary down here to go buy one. She was actually considering it. Good burgers. They were 70 pesos. So,
no, it was a good price. It was a lot of food for a good price. The fries were extremely good because they were fresh cut and dropped right there in the oil. Of course, if I'd known they had onion rings, I may have had to jump on those.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
So
true that.
I think we have battled this internet as about as far as we want to go tonight, unless somebody has a question.
Yeah, if you have a question, we're going to give it like another 5 minutes or so because the internet has been so unstable and uncooperative tonight. But I don't know. The next video coming out this weekend, if I can get it finished, is all about Dia de los Muertos. And then after that, well, probably it'll be a few weeks before we do the final Oaxaca wrap up because we've got one on food. We've got one on mercados. I'm trying to think if there's another one.
Interview with Mary.
We got the interview with Mary. Yes.
So it'll probably be about Thanksgiving before
we wrap up Oaxaca. In fact, we'll probably be on our way out of Puebla by the time we wrap up Oaxaca.
Which is fine because we're going to be in Querétaro for 6 months. So
yeah. We're always at least 4 weeks behind real time in the videos, just because it takes that long to put them together and everything. And we try to keep the content less than 30 minutes if we can, just because it's easier.
I'm just saying, she tries, but she does a good job, but at 25 to 30 minutes.
I try. Yeah, I try.
Trust me, it starts a lot longer.
Sometimes it's hard. Like literally, like today, I cut two hours down to 30 minutes. It wasn't easy. And there'll probably be some more trimming a little bit. But yeah.
Once we get our yapping, then we'll see. So
we'll see. We won't yap that much.
We hope not.
But then we are leaving Oaxaca this weekend. So we will be on the road. And so we do have packing and traveling and unpacking in Puebla. Now, the nice thing about Puebla is that we will actually be in Centro. Yes, we're paying dearly for that, but we will not be driving our car. It'll be garage kept. It's hard to do that in some of these colonial towns to find a place that has a garage. And we are literally in walking distance of the cathedral in the center of Puebla. So I'm thinking we're We're going to be doing a lot of walking. And I got to tell you, all the walking we did here, I lost like almost 15 pounds, even with all the food I've been eating. It's been a lot of walking. Tom, Los Muertos Brewery in PVR. What's PVR? Has
PVR is that's Pat Blue Ribbon.
PVR.
I know.
Has the best huge turkey burgers with guac and whatnot, and their own brews. Que latisma con la conexión internet esta noche. Oh, Lord, yes. Night, Tom and Stephanie. And, Joan, I hear you, girl. I cut mine from 1 hour down to about 15 minutes, so I look forward to your cutting videos. Yes. It's tough. It's tough to leave some of that off when you took all the time to try to really get some good footage. But
then maybe some of that stuff that didn't make it into this one, when we do the Oaxaca wrap up,
makes it into
the B-roll footage for the Oaxaca wrap up. So
yeah. And we have an interview coming to you guys soon as well with Luisa and Michael.
Retired Life Mexico.
They are a couple that have been living in Puerto Vallarta, and they've been traveling outward to other cities a few weeks at a time, and they just happened to be in Oaxaca while we were here, so we did an interview with them.
They're exploring Mexico in the opposite way that we are. They set up a home base and then are shooting out from there instead of no home base and just constant travel. I'm not sure which one's the right way yet, but
Jesse, good question. After visiting so many towns now, how long do you think is the best amount of time to spend in a town to get to know if it's right for you? I'll be working remotely from Mexico sometime in 2025. I would say 2 months, but at minimum 1 month.
All right, let me preface this by saying, you can find out if it's not the right town in a month, but you need at least 2 months to determine if it is the right town. Because some of them really grow on you, and some of them you sort of go like it, but you just sort of go, nah. This would not be a place I want to throw down the anchor.
What ends up happening the first month is you almost are sort of in semi-tourist mode. And you're getting out and you're doing all the touristy things, and you're looking for the mercado, you're looking for the pharmacy, you're looking for the grocery store, you're looking for the highlights. Maybe it's the cathedral, maybe it's a museum. And then before you know it,
the Malecon, all the features and highlights, but learning the neighborhood and everything. And that's the problem, is that let's just use Merida, because that's an easy one for us to. We ended up in it. We were fortunate to land in a good neighborhood in Merida, close to Centro. So 15-minute walk. We were in Centro, and the neighborhood was great with the Faria and the churches and everything. So that made it easy. But then there's also, within a month, we would not have known that there was an anti-Gringo sentiment that is growing in Merida. Did it affect us?
No.
But is it there? Yes. And so, it really is. I mean, the way our brain is processing this, and some people go, well, yeah, you're processing on limited equipment, but the way we're sort of viewing it is that we want to narrow it down, and then once we narrow it down and pick out the city, we're gonna rent in the city, and even though we sign a 1-year lease, we're gonna still be looking within the city, because the barrios are all different.
Yes, they are.
I mean, there's uniqueness in all parts of the city And so Tuxtla Gutierrez, again, we got lucky where we were. It wasn't where we originally intended to be. It was one that we actually got by default over into this particular neighborhood. And I'm glad we ended up in this neighborhood instead of the neighborhood we looked at to begin with. And we're like, yeah, this is the one, this is where we want to be. And if we'd have been in that neighborhood after going to Tuxtla, I don't know if we'd have had as much of a positive vibe of Tuxtla as we came away with.
We were in a very residential neighborhood. Yeah.
And the other one was down off of the main drag and all of that. And so, part of it is it takes time to get to know the city's vibes and everything else. And I know that's sort of dancing around being able to tell you how quickly, but
So about 2 months is good.
I would say
about 2 months is good.
I mean, if you're
minimum of 1 month,
if you're looking at coming down for 1 or 2 months at a time, I would say if it was 2 months at a time, I would concentrate on one city instead of trying to do 2 cities in 2 months, because you'll walk away with a better feel for the city, and you choose one that doesn't quite fit with you. Yeah, you're stuck there for 2 months because you'll know within a month that, this is not where I want to be.
Or a minimum of 1 month.
Yeah.
That's the short answer. Oh, goodness. And then Tom, invite them to Louisa and Michael. Yeah, I'm going to actually see if I can get them added to the YouTuber Facebook group that Stefan started, who lives out in Puerto Vallarta. I'm going to see if I can get them invited to that group, and I'll post it there, I think.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about it because I need more details, because I've been left out of the loop on this whole thing. Like, again, I thought Ernie set this up. So what? Okay.
No, I reached out to Ernie, but yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. The anti-gringo sentiment it's
there.
It's there, Jesse. We never experienced it.
No.
We saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, they were actually doing a refurb on a building, an apartment building on the corner of 2 streets that we take to go up to Centro. And they had done a really nice job of converting this. I think it was an older warehouse or something like that. And
I thought it was a business.
No, I think they were trying to convert it into condos.
Oh, wow.
And because it was the same look, multiple levels.
But it had picture
big
windows.
Picture windows. And
that were one-sided. They were tinted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they had been not put in that long ago, and they were broken, and the graffiti was tagged alongside it and everything else. But did we ever feel it from any of the people that we encountered? No,
we didn't.
No.
But somebody broke those brand new windows, and they spray painted something like "Gringo Go Home" type something.
Yeah. Something
on the side. I had to translate it. So yeah, and we would walk past that and we would see it, but no, we never personally experienced anything.
No, and we've seen tagging like that in other locations. Haven't seen the vandalism, but we've seen the tag.
We saw it here.
Yeah, and again, anytime you have a group of people and you have a large city, you're going to have some type of that element that's going to be unhappy with the fact that Merida is growing at a phenomenal rate, and the rate of inflation is the highest in all of Mexico. And so you put all that together, and somebody's going, I can't afford this or that, that I used to be able to afford a year ago. And it's all, I'm going to blame it all on them. And it's an onion problem with multiple layers, and it's not attributable to any one particular group. But sometimes people want to make it that simple.
And there you have it. So yeah, there is an anti-gringo sentiment in some of the larger cities. I think it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it actually will affect you or not is sort of like up in the air.
Again, I think goes back to the way you treat the people.
Yep.
What you give, you will get back in spades.
Yep.
And that's, if you are kind and you are nice to the people, trust me, what you get back is even nicer. So
indeed.
Yep.
All right. I think we're going to wrap it up, guys. It is 7:36. I know this is not as long as our usual ones are. And of course, it seems now that maybe this has stabilized a little bit, but I don't trust it. We've really struggled tonight trying to stay connected. And
as soon as we go, we're going to go to 8:00, it'll go.
Yeah. So I'm hoping in Puebla, they say that we've got 300 megs internet. So hopefully it will work well. And we can do some lives from Puebla too.
What? And the view we have in Puebla, if we have a way of setting it up that we can put the view behind us of the cathedral and everything.
Yeah, we literally are just around the corner from the cathedral. The dome, we can actually see it from the windows in our Airbnb. And I am looking for
Verbo.
Oh, well, it's also on Airbnb.
Well, I'm just saying, we actually use Verbo platform.
We used Verbo platform this time and saved a little bit of money, but it's listed on both platforms. Yeah. It costs less on Verbo because Verbo doesn't charge as much as Airbnb does. Yeah. But this one's costing us a pretty penny, and it was only for 1 month. And it was one of those things where we needed a bed that was bigger than double, and we needed a place to park our car safely. And we wanted to be able to just walk to things. So it's hard to find that.
And we didn't quite feel like driving all the way to Querétaro. So, and we wanted to see Puebla because there's a lot of things there. So
there you go.
That's it.
That's it, guys. We are so tired. It has been a wild week. We've done a lot of walking and a lot of late night stuff. And now we're getting ready to pack it up, which just takes the wind right out of our sails.
Glad that this is occurring right before the move. So when we get there, we have 10 days of sort of.
Indeed. All right. Thank you so much for sticking with us tonight. This has been challenging for everyone, but we appreciate you hanging around. We hope that you have a great couple of weeks. Next time we come to you in 2 weeks, we will be coming from Puebla. Woo! All right?
Works for me.
Boom. Adios.
See you in 2.